Hello everybody, welcome back to another iPhone video. In this one, I want to talk to you about the upgraded and upcoming iPhone 15 Pro Max. The launch is nearly here, and the rumors, a lot of them which have been corroborated, are now out in the public, and the phone that's launching in a couple days, well, let me tell you a little bit about it. Not only that, I'm going to compare it to last year's 14 Pro models. Now, before I go on telling you all these specs, I want you to know that the information in this video is from reliable sources like Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, DSCC's Ross Young, Apple analysts Ming-Chi Kuo, and others, including websites like Mac Rumors. This is basically an aggregation of all the latest rumors right before the launch, which is set to go on September 22nd, and the event is set to go on September 12th. All right, let's get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the camera. The camera is a little different this year, including a periscope telephoto camera with up to 6x optical zoom. This compared to last year's camera, which only had a 3x optical zoom. In terms of pricing, this year's models will start at $1,099 USD and $1,199 USD, which is approximately $100 more than last year's models. In regards to ports, there's been a pretty big change this year. Last year, they used the Lightning port, which had a maximum of 480 megabytes per second, where this year's USB-C port, which is new to this year, can range between 20 gigabytes and 40 gigabytes per second. So USB-C is all in this year. Another big change is the memory this year, and this is not 100% confirmed, it's like 95% confirmed, is this year there's going to be a maximum of 8 gigabytes of memory, where last year it was only 6 gigabytes of memory. In regards to the looks of it, well, here's what we know so far. This year they're going to be using a lightweight titanium chassis with slightly curved edges, where last year's they used surgical grade stainless steel. Come on, Curtis, use your words. And they had 90-degree edges, so quite a big change in terms of the materials this year. Also, there's some new colors this year. They've got silver, gold, space black, dark blue, and quite possibly a dark red. It hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it's looking pretty probable. Also, there's changes to the charging cables. Last year, it had a 1 meter USB-C lightning charging cable. This year comes with color-matched 1.5 meter USB-C to USB-C braided charging colors. That's right, you get color-matched charging cables. Hopefully you can use a red iPhone with a blue cable, but we'll see. Also, let's talk about some aesthetic changes. There's a 2.17 millimeter display bezel. That was last year's model. This year it's been reduced down to 1.55 millimeter display bezels, while the actual thickness of the phone has gone to 8.25 millimeters thick, where last year's models were 7.85 millimeters thick. So they gotta fit a little more camera in there, I guess, so to speak. Also, another big change you want to know about is the mute switch has been switched out. For this year, they're going to have an action button, while the camera this year is going to feature a f-stop of 1.7 on the wide camera, while last year's camera was a f1.79, meaning it should be a little bit better in the dark. And you're probably already aware of this, but the A16 Bionic chip, which was made with a 5 nanometer process in last year's model, has been replaced with the new 3 nanometer A17 Bionic chip. And a couple other small changes. Last year they had a Qualcomm X65 modem, where this year they now have a X70 modem, and this year the new models are going to have Wi-Fi 6E connectivity, where last year it only had Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. And in terms of charging, they now support 35 watt wired charging, where last year it was about 27 wired watts, and there's also now support for 15 watt wireless charging with third-party accessories, where last year's models only supported up to 7.5 watts. So your phone should be charging a little quicker this year, hopefully. Anyways, those are the big changes that are coming to the new models. If you've heard anything different, or if you have any thoughts on this, please leave a comment below. Be back soon.